All right. Keeping Females in Female Sports by Landon Boomsma. Introduction. All over the news, you may have heard about the recent increasing trend of transgender athletes in women's sports. As a high school state champion and college athlete experienced in track and field, I have studied the effects of athletes being in women's sports. The steroid testosterone is the single biggest factor of performance in athletics and is why I believe females should not be allowed to compete in female sports because of the advantages increased testosterone has. Throughout this speech, I'm going to give you examples of trans athletes excelling in sports and why I think it's unfair and what I personally think is fair. Transgender women athletes excelling in sports is a fairly new concept and has been happening in many different sports. I will specifically be talking about track because that is the sport I understand best. The Connecticut Girls State Track and Field Championships has been overran, literally, by two transgender athletes. One, by the name of Terry Miller, has even broken state records this past year. Although Caster Semenya isn't transgender, she is intersex, not female. Competing in women's sports, she has dominated the 800-meter run at the professional level. Caster Semenya has posted the fourth fastest time in history for the event. Caster has won gold in the 2012 and 2016 Olympics with 3 more World Championship gold medals. The IAAF has officially announced that as of 2019, Caster Semenya may not perform unless she undergoes hormone therapy to reduce her extremely high testosterone levels. Last year, CeCe Telfer competed as a man at the D2 NCAA level. This year, CeCe competed as a woman and now won the 400-meter hurdle national title by over a minute. I respect every woman undergoing the transformation as transgender people, and I made this opinion purely on logic with none of my political views playing a part. The International Union or Olympic Committee and the IAAF both classify sports by sex and not gender. However, many organizations allow athletes to compete by their gender identity. This makes it very easy for someone to wake up one day, change from being a man to a woman, and dominate sports, much like CeCe. Women don't have the body and bone structure and muscle content that men have. One of the many reasons why I believe, even with hormone therapy, transgender or intersex athletes should not be allowed to compete in female sports ever. This is also unfair because females tend to have more fat content and are shorter than men. Allowing transgender women in women's sports devalues the actual sport itself, makes it seem that there is no hope for true females. Oftentimes, women are outcompeted and lose out on college scholarships from certain schools or money at the pro level. Women have missed out on chances to make it to state or higher placings on the podium. Also, transgenders have set records almost impossible to reach by other women. For ages, we have separated sports into 2 groups specifically for the reason that males are more athletic than females. This is obviously very unfair to intersex and transgender people, but I think there is a solution. Athletes wouldn't have to go through extra hormone therapy and would enjoy having more competition. These categories could run similar to the Special Olympics or Paralympic sports. With the number of transgender and intersex people increasing, I think there is a way to keep them in sports. There should be another category specific for trans people and specific for intersex people. 49% of people on Earth are female, while only 1.7% of people are transgender or intersex. I think it would only make sense to be fair to the 49% of people and let the 1.7% of people compete against each other. In summary, transgender athletes in our sports could end female sports as we know. There has to be a way to make both sides happy. I hope now you have a better insight on the dominance transgender women have in sports, why it is unfair, and the ways to make the situation more fair. It's so easy to have a civilized and nice conversation with someone, and I would hope everyone could do that about this controversial issue. Thank you.